knows what he was doing with that mic before we brought him on.
It's from
you're also one of
it's not connected to anything.
It looks good.
I know.
It looks great.
I feel like Lou Gehrig in Pride of the Yankees. I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Why don't you introduce Rocky into the center ring?
Hey, yo, Mick. I like what you're drinking there, Mick. Absolutely.
So how are you?
Great. You know, I hate watching my stand-up.
Yeah, me. Yeah.
But I can watch my videos over and over. Go figure.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Why do you think that is?
Because my stand-up, you know, it's hard to come up with new material. It's basically the same shit I've been doing since Pips.
Well, you know, it's funny because I hate watching myself in general. And since we've been doing this, we do this every Monday through Friday. And in the beginning, I couldn't stand that I can see myself. And now I've kind of like grown. I'm like, I'm there. Okay, whatever. But in the beginning, I'm like, oh my God, look at my head. Oh my God, look at that. What is up with my nose?
You look good with the beard. I like
You like the beard?
Yeah.
I'm goddamn handsome, ain't I? What a good look.
Yeah, and Mark looks like the fucking devil with that shit.
No, we said Mark looks like every 70s porn star.
Bringing back some good memories, right?
So what's been going on, man? How you holding up?
Right now, I'm doing good. You know, thank God I married a woman who knows how to manage finances. You know,
how is she? How's Lucy? Good?
She's good. She's upstairs. We go to bed after Jeopardy, but I'm staying up for this. But, you know, my career was at the top, and then like everybody else, the world just stopped.
Yeah.
So now we're hunking down. I hate that fucking expression. We're hunking down, and we're doing the best we can for now. But if this goes another month or two, one of us is going to kill the other one sooner or later.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we are. It is. I was thinking this the other day. Every entertainer right now is pretty much on even ground. No matter what level you're at, we're all even right now. It's very funny. It's like the off season in baseball or something. Everybody's number one.
You guys with the money are down on my level now.
Like, you know,
now you're living poor.
Our weekend was basically, you know, Monday. Our week was our weekend, and our weekend was our week.
Right.
And now you don't know what day it is anymore. It doesn't feel like Sunday. It doesn't feel like Monday. It's crazy. This is unprecedented time. We've never been to anything like this, and you can't. You know what sucks? The uncertainty of the future. That's what sucks. Yes. I'm thinking, who the hell is going to go to a crowded theater now? I don't know, man. It's scary. It really is.
You're right. Or a club. I mean, the governor of California today said that they probably will not allow a concert until 2021. So what makes you think they're going to allow, you know, theaters? And it's scary, Vic. It's very scary.
Well, that's why now, who knows? This might, you know, John Lennon said it best. Life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans.
Yeah.
This came out of nowhere. So who knows? Now you see a lot of comics, they're using the Zoom app. And this might reinvent us now. Who the hell knows? I don't know. I just take it a day at a time. Now, the more I think about it, the more anxiety and, you know, I'm just trying to manage. I'm just appreciating. Look, there's people dying in hospitals alone without their loved ones.
Right.
So it could always be worse.
Right. Yeah. Right. And before this happened, there were people dying in front of people on stage.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
A lot. Now, can I just say something to you? And you know I love you. I've known you a very long time.
Shoot.
You're a good friend. You're an amazing comedian. I'm so happy that you found a way to go onto the internet and make such a success of yourself. It's just one of my favorite things to tell people is I know Vic Dibitetto because what you did, and then you come on this show and you have to be on a fucking phone. What is that about? How can this be?
Internet sensation.
Even I suck at this.
When I make my videos, I know how to put them on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Your Sister's Ass, the Pony Express. But when I had the test today at 2:00 with Joey, when I went on the computer, like I said before, you got to work for fucking NASA to figure this shit out. My server didn't do the whatever this thing is called, the StreamYard. Then you have to go to fucking Chrome and put it in your applications. I'm like, holy shit! I'm like, Joey, just let me call you. You call me and guide me over the phone. So he goes, why don't you do it on the phone? You couldn't fucking say that in the first place. With the phone, I do. No problem.
Buddy,
I gotta say,
the great Joey St. John, by the way, he's talking about, who we love, who's backstage. Listen, this name of the show is Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling. So every day we start the show off with a drink and then a joke. So do you have your drink?
Cars are coming by my house. My wife was crying upstairs. It looks like you got something to tell your friend, but you needed a drink first. Well, you got a drink. Of course. Yeah. And if anybody who's watching this never saw The Godfather, you're dead to me.
Yeah.
So you got a little Chianti? What do you got there?
I got port wine.
Oh, a port! I should have guessed by the glass.
If you take the fucking thing off.
Maybe you've had enough.
I started too early. I'm like Ralph Cramden. Just grape juice gets me buzzed.
This is the Saturday Night Late Show right now.
This is Taylor Flaggate.
Okay. You know what my favorite joke?
Salute, gentlemen.
Oh, wait. What are you drinking, Mark?
I went with not just Coors today. I did a fucking tall boy.
Wow. I got my Johnny Black on the rocks.
Nice.
Okay.
Salute.
As always, I'm rednecking. Salute.
You know what my favorite part of that Honeymooners episode was? When he says, I don't know how you're doing. Okay, Ralph. He goes, you know what happened? I wasn't feeling good when I woke up, but I went in the refrigerator and there was some grape juice in there. It cleared me right up. And I'm like, that's the greatest callback I've ever heard in my life, man.
That is, the Honeymooners was the blueprint
for every
sitcoms. It took place in one room.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was about a bus driver from Brooklyn.
That's right. That's right. You know, I
drove a school bus for 13 years in Staten Island. I transported the future criminals of Staten Island.
You know what made me laugh, Mark? Years ago, Vic did warm up. Vic used to be a warm up like I am, and Vic did
You'd be great at that.
Ricky Lake for 2 years.
Vic did Ricky Lake. And one day we were working together. You'll never remember this. We were working this before I ever got a warm-up job. And you had left Ricky Lake, and you were driving the bus. And I said, so he's driving a bus for children. And I said, why'd you leave Ricky Lake? And you said, too much pressure. And I remember thinking, driving children around? There's no pressure there.
Let me tell you, I've had some of my rough days doing warm-up. That's not an easy gig. I mean, here you are.
Well,
you're out there. You got to watch what you say. You're giving out T-shirts and prizes. And then you come off stage and there's that fucking twat that's telling you they're not applauding enough. Go fuck you. Why don't you go out there and try this shit? I've been here for the same fucking audience for 3 hours.
But Vic, then I got a warm-up job. And I thought about you all the time. I'm like, yeah, I'd rather drive a bus load of children.
Yep.
And Richie's been trying to get a bus driving job, but he can't get the license.
Well, I used to have a CDL, but I let it expire.
Somebody's breaking up.
So no way am I going back.
No really?
Way. And it's always been moving forward. Since 2013, my manager me and my wife was on the bus with me too, because we drove special ed kids. And when you have special ed kids, you need a matron. And my wife, I worked with my wife for 13 years. I don't think a lot of guys could work with their wives and then come home and be with her the rest of the fucking day. But then
I can't even take Mark for an hour.
My manager sat me down. He says, you don't need to do this. I'm gonna help you with your bookings. Just give me your calendar. Let me take it over. And Bread and Milk came out. Kevin James called me to be in a movie. it was like the perfect storm. Everything went like that, and it was going like that till this fucking thing happened. And now it brings everything into perspective. It makes you realize, you know, what are you gonna do? You can't worry about the things you can't control. What are you gonna do? It is.
You're right. You're right.
I got to tell you though, Vic. You know how we all are comics, and we all bitch about everything. We complain about everything. You're one of the few guys that when success hit, everyone was behind you, going, "Yes, yes, he deserves
don't kid yourself. I got my haters too, but thank you.
Yeah,
no, well, not in my circle.
The more haters you got, the more successful you are.
Vic, if you noticed, I stayed quiet when Mark said that.
Yeah, but Richie's a prick if it doesn't involve him.
I will tell you a story. You and I were doing the Brigada together for a benefit after Ray passed.
Yeah.
And which were such a weird thing because it was such a hard thing to do. And
you walked the audience, Richie.
I know
you walked the
I knew
audience.
what he was doing. Yeah. That's Ray Garvey. The Brigada comedy. He booked the Brigada. He started the whole comedy there, and I know he was your best friend, and he was a good friend of mine, but I would never. You guys were so close, and one of the best people. Mark, did you ever meet Ray Garvey?
Yeah. I was good friends with him. In fact, that's last time I saw you, Vic, was Ray brought me to the Brigada, and I was with my parents and my in-laws, and Ray brought me to the green room, and Vic and John Mulrooney bent over backwards to make my father and my father-in-law feel comfortable hanging out with a bunch of comics in the back. It was you, Mulrooney, Adam Ferrara, and there was another comic on it. It was it was an anniversary show. It was a really big show, and I remember Ray was trying to get me to go on stage and do like 5-minute guest spot, and I'm like, No.
See, that's Ray. That was Ray.
Right.
Like where other guys would be like, you'd be like, hey, can I get on? No, you can't get on. No.
It was the opposite. He wanted me on. I didn't want to go on.
That's right.
Right before you would go on stage, he would like break your balls. He would say, "You're going on stage with that shirt?" I'm like, "Wait, what's wrong with this shirt?" Now you're going on stage with that, and you're fucking. He'd love to break balls.
Yeah. So anyway, you and I, we were doing they used to do the show once a year in honor of Ray. It was to raise money.
Right. The anniversary show.
Yeah, the anniversary shows. And you went out that night, and this is right before you hit with the videos and all. You went out that night and lit that room up. And we only were doing 10 minutes. And dude, you rocked that room like I couldn't believe. And I even said to you, I said, you're on another level now. And it was so great because then a few weeks later we did Darcy's show together at Westbury Music Fair, and you ripped that room apart. And I was like, you're on another level now. And then bang, your videos really took off like right after. And I remember thinking, he's at the perfect point for this. Like, it's not like, oh my God, this guy's not strong enough for the following. It was like, Vic is going to rip these people to shreds. And you've been doing that for how many years now? Like, you've been selling out arenas, selling out theaters, and just ripping people to shreds.
I would say the last 5 years that's been happening. You know,
see, but I've known you before the videos, and I got to tell you, I've never once not seen you crush and not seen after the show the audience go over with their hands out. Just, that was so amazing. That was so amazing. And I worked with you in Dumps. We played some real shitholes. And I saw you at the Brigada. I saw you and I've never not seen you crush.
And I remember being at Ray's wake, and you and I and another comic were outside, and they were talking about stuff. I didn't know what the hell they were talking about. And the comic turned to me and said, "Have you seen Vic's vignettes?"
Huh. And
I said, "No." And you were pretty much just making little shit for comics. And he said, "Go home." And I watched when you had Godzilla and John Lennon. And John Lennon said to Godzilla, they were just little dolls. And John Lennon said to Godzilla, "All you need is love." And then Godzilla ate him.
Well, then I did another one. Let me tell you something. I've been doing these since 2009.
That's
everybody thinks Bread and Milk was the one that Look, don't get me wrong. Bread and Milk came along, was a great thing. That was the first one that went viral. It's up to 18 million views. It comes back every winter. It's like Christmas carols. It comes back every winter. I have a total. Listen, I just wrote these numbers down. You check this out. I have a total of 8,000 videos. Now, it's not only the videos that I put out, it's the content. It's the different content. I have characters. Tony Gaga. You know, you got a guy. I got a guy. I get this guy for $2. That stupid character, Kevin James saw, put me in Mall Cop 2. Wow. I got 2.4 million views. Whoa, what happened? I got glaucoma. There we go. Now a fucking asteroid just hit us. I have 1 point. Look, Howard Stern was the king of all media. I think I'm the prince of the social media. Here I am, this 59-year-old chooch who took the social media, a tool that millennials use. I did it my way, which we're going to sing at the end of the show, Rich, me and you.
Yeah, oh, you know, okay, yeah.
And I was tired of waiting for the break. And because if it wasn't for the social media, I wouldn't have the following that I have now.
Right. Well, listen, we have the bread and milk. Can let's show the bread?
No, we don't have bread and milk.
Yeah,
we have your latest one.
No, I thought
we have your latest one.
Oh, the gloves and
no, we have bread and milk. Joey.
Gotta get the bread and milk. I gotta get the bread and milk. I gotta get the bread and milk. I gotta get the bread and milk. Oh my God, I gotta get the bread and milk. I gotta get the bread and milk. I gotta get the bread and milk. They said snow. I gotta get the bread and milk. Oh my God. I gotta get the bread and milk. I gotta get the bread and milk. Oh my God.
26 seconds that video took. That 26 seconds got me more recognition than 30 years stand-up.
But what made you start? You just were making these vignettes as a joke, right? Just for your friends, pretty much.
Yeah, I just whipped out my camera one day. I'm sitting that's when we used to have the webcams, when the camera was in the computer.
Right.
And I would just sit there and do stupid shit. And I'd post it. I'm like, wow, people, look at that. Oh, they liked it. And I kept doing it. Fast forward, like I said before, I got 1.4 million. This week alone, listen to this. This week alone, hold on.
You know, you could have given us numbers and we would have.
On Facebook, I reached 3 million post reach. Okay?
Okay.
2.4 million views this week, just on Facebook.
Wow.
That's not including the other. I did another one about not parking close to people. I like to park far away because people, they open their doors, they bang your fucking door. And then when you come out, the guy parks right next to you, not over there. He's got to park. He's got the whole fucking parking lot. He's got to park. That alone on one, it was called the Car Throttle page. 36 million views on just that one page alone. I mean, it's just phenomenal what's going on.
You know, you said 36 million views, but after you do this show, you're going to get 36 million and 28 views.
Yeah,
well,
crushing it.
I hope. You know what? This drinking thing isn't a good idea. I'm like a stuttering prick now.
Now, you were just an amazing comedian for, all these years. I mean, when I started, you were a headliner, and I'm old.
So, I gotta go ahead. So when you started out in Pips,
I'm 57. I started late. I'm just fucking with you.
But you started out in Pips in Brooklyn, and who are some of your classmates of the group you came up with?
Think about tell everybody about Pips. So talk about Pips. That's a great question, Mark.
Pips was the boot camp of comedy.
Absolutely.
It was where the mobsters met the lobsters. It was the beginning of it was right after the Seinfelds and the Lenos. They made it. They moved on. It was me, John Maroney, Richard Jenny, Dice. Man. The first time I went on stage, Andrew Dice Clay was the MC.
Wow.
That's how long I'm doing this.
Wow.
I mean, it was. Ray Garvey. He at the time he was the doorman. I mean, you would get hustled. you would get heckled by the fucking doorman of the comedy club. The bartender would yell shit at you. One night, it's, Lenny Travis, he's got a great story. A guy next door got whacked while he was on stage.
Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, it was a beautiful time, man. And then the big thing was to go to Long Island and get into the East Side. And then after you did the Long Island, the big thing was to do Dangerfield. I used to do I did the prom seasons at Dangerfield.
Yeah.
I drove my fucking garbage truck to Dangerfield. I used to drive the garbage truck. I drove the garbage truck. I told Tony Bavacqua, Tony, if I pick up your garbage, can you give me stage time? That's how I got on stage.
No way.
Stage, I crushed. When I left, I'm honking the horn. As I'm pulling away to finish my route, the audience is waving at me. I'm like, come on. You think Seinfeld has this kind of story? Please.
You know what, though? You guys were the architect of the Long Island comic. They still, that's the track they go. They go to Long Island, and then they go to Dangerfields, and then they're like, we made it. We're done.
But Vic and I, we lived on Staten Island at the same time back then.
That's right.
And we used to work at Dangerfields, and we used to work
Circles. Remember Circles?
Circles, yeah, of course.
I worked with you there once.
And Rascals, obviously, Rascals was
How about Toppers?
Performing in front of a giant painting.
Those
Grandpas.
were Grandpas. Remember? Do you remember Comedy on the Hudson? It was up on,
yes,
on the
Hudson River.
Yeah. But it
wasn't that Fran Capo?
No.
Didn't she book that?
No, I forget who booked it. It might have been Camacho.
Oh, Jesus.
Might have been Camacho.
Tony Camacho calls me one night. Vic, what are you doing May 1st and 2nd? I said, Tony, I'm booked for you. Nice guy, but wow.
Oh, I love Tony. Shout out to Tony Camacho out in Vegas. So, where was the first time you got on stage? Was it at Pips or?
Yes. I went on stage with a bunch of props. Remember the two mannequin heads?
Yeah, I remember the mannequins. Yeah.
I found those in the garbage.
Get out, really?
Found them in the garbage. And I put on some Herb Alpert music, and I did the ultimate blowjob illusion.
So you did that your first time on stage?
Yeah, first time. I had a band roll-on deodorant, and I would pop it up, and I'm like, look, Mick Jagger's chapstick. Shit like that. I almost knocked over my fake mic.
So somebody, Christiane asked if you have any videos about the coronavirus, and guess what? That's a great question.
We got one.
I'm sure you do. You guys
Holy
did your
shit. I thought they said this virus isn't airborne. And the picture they keep showing on the news, I thought it was a microscopic virus. Jesus, look at the size of these fucking things.
Itchy balls. Remember Itchy balls?
Yeah, of course I do. Where'd you
I
find?
went for a walk one morning with my wife. I saw that. See, my mind is always turning for the videos. I wish I could be more creative with my stand-up, though. But you know what it is? I do a lot of improv now on my stand-up. I mix it up, but I'm getting better at it. I tell you, when and if I ever get back on a stage again, I'm going to have a whole new fucking act. I'm sure you are, too.
Yeah.
Richie does improv. He goes out, he goes, I need a job. And the audience yells, yeah, we know, you suck.
Shut up, Mark.
I love you. Come on.
What was you have like a
I'm just saying you spelt my name right. That's another thing.
What's the worst pronunciation you ever got?
Vic Dibitetto, Vic Dibitetto, Vic Diabetes.
Vic Dibitetto?
Dude, I get it from your fans. You have fans who go, do you know that Vic Dibitetto? You know Vic Dibitetto? I'm like, yeah, I know him really well. Get the fuck, you don't know him. I'm like, you don't know him.
What's the worst pronunciation that stuck with you? Like in school or... Well, you probably went to a school full of Italians that didn't get it wrong.
Yeah, Italians in Catholic school. Diabetes was the most embarrassing.
Vic,
And then on the
diabetes.
phone, when you try to get tech help, no, it's D, but no, D as in dick, I as an idiot, B as in bitch, T as in tit, E as in emotional, T as in tit, T as in the other fucking tit, O as in oblivious. They always fuck it up.
Jimmy Cano.
Hey, Jimmy Cano.
Jimmy Cano's here. Jimmy Cano's
The best one I ever got was Rick a Dumbass.
Hey, Jimmy, he just recovered from the virus.
He's been on the show. He came
was
on
on-
from his hospital bed.
Great guy.
We had him
He
on
was
the
on the
show
sh-
from his hospital bed, and then we had him on the show on Monday. He's been great he's been great. He's been doing all the shows. He's on a radio show this morning, and he's just
getting
been,
more TV than me and you.
I know this fucking dude. Let me tell you, stick an oxygen fucking thing up my nose if I'm gonna get TV time.
Jimmy Itchy Big Balls.
Jimmy Itchy Ball.
Jimmy Itchy Balls. He's one of the best.
The first time I did Gotham Comedy Club, he was like the nicest guy, and he just made me feel so comfortable. Man.
Yeah, he's a good man. He's a good man.
He came over and asked if I wanted anything. It was my first time being at the new room. And he walks over and goes, "You need anything?" I'll leave. I just had a feeling I was getting tossed.
Now, Vic, you do something at your shows that I was thinking about the other day that really may change, and that's the meet and greet. Moving forward, you're not going to be shaking hands with people. You're not going to be hugging people.
I know. It's sad because I love my fans, man.
I know you do.
Also before the show, I show videos. I do a show before the show. I show my vignettes 30 minutes before the show.
Yeah, I love that.
And that warms it up for the opening guy,
Mm-hmm.
And now, I don't know if I got to do these meet and greets anymore. This fucking sucks, man. Because I love the meet and greets. There's nothing better than when you can see as they're coming up to you, that look in their eyes. And some people, they hug me and kiss me and they start crying. It's surreal. It really is. But I don't know if I can do this anymore. Maybe if they stand 6 feet away, I don't know. Like I said before, it's the uncertainty of all this shit that's scary.
Yeah, it's crazy.
When you go back, what do you expect that'll be different? Do you think we will go back and tell people you can't sit together, you have to sit? You think that's how it's going to start?
I think clubs and theaters or whatever venue, they're going to start doing half capacity. I think.
Yeah, but even
I think
now,
they got to be.
Hey, look, you know what?
They just got to be more responsible.
It's not about the money, man. I just want to get out on stage. You know what it's like, Rich and Mark. I'm going fucking crazy, man. I can't wait to get back on the stage. I'll do a show for 2 fucking people at this point. I think.
Well, you are probably right now.
If they find a vaccine, it's got to get back.
But you know what worries me, Vic, is part of what makes comedy work. The thing that makes comedy work is obviously the audience. I mean, we know that, right? But the audience being next to each other gives the infectious. If somebody's laughing hard, other people will laugh. So if you're 6 feet away from everybody else, how is that really gonna work?
I know. There's a big difference of 30 people laughing from 3,000 people laughing.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be small groups spread out. If you come with your family, there's 4 of you, you get a table, but there's going to be some space.
Yeah, you might be right.
It's just going to have to be the clubs are going to have to take responsibility and make sure things are spread out a little better. Stop packing them in like sardines. You know what? We're going to have to do 2 shows instead of 1. It's just going to have to be that way because we got to keep people separated and at least feel safe after this is over. Vic
and I would love that because I don't know if you remember this, Vic. We were at Brokerage one night. I came to see you. I wasn't on the show. And somebody said, I had a show and then I came over to see you. And I go, what are you doing? You go, I'm getting ready for the second show. And you go, the fuck is that? What's the fucking second show? Why do we got to do 2 shows? But I remember going, I thought I was the only one who hated 2 shows.
I hate 2 shows. If you have 1 killer show, all right, nice.
That's
little
it.
meet and greet, have a drink, give me my money. We all go home. Everybody's happy. To get up for another, now you're gonna say, how the fuck am I gonna top that first show?
Right.
I mean,
Right.
do it, but especially me, the way I scream, it's hard.
Right. Right.
And then the second show, you always get the fucking, they come in half in the bag, and sometimes you're babysitting. I like one nice show, nice, boom, boom, you go home.
Yeah,
It just made me laugh because I was like, I thought I was the only one because like I'm around guys like I love being on stage. I'm like, I don't need to be on stage. I need to get paid.
Right.
yeah.
And you're like me. You're not one of those guys that's got to be on when you're off stage.
Right.
I can't stand that.
Right.
Dude, we know you're funny. Relax. We got
Right. But you and I have other talents.
Oh
What?
boy.
And we have.
You're two of the best singers I know. I think we have
What a
a
night
video.
that was, huh?
We got
That
video.
was a great night.
We got video.
Let's roll the video.
Let's see.
Short step, each careful course along the byway, and much more than this. I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I spit off. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all and I stood tall, and we did it our way. I've loved.
Wow.
Vic, does your back hurt from carrying that song?
God bless alcohol.
Now,
You guys were both great. You
Let me
guys were
just
both great.
Let me just tell you something about that night. Okay, that was it. Borgata. And that was the opening of when Richie Minervini and Darcy Novick were booking the club, and you were the headliner. And they had a big night where they invited all their comics to come, and I went to they gave us rooms. They treated us so well. That was one of the best nights I've ever had.
Oh shit! By the way, I'm actually supposed to be on stage with Menavini in Myrtle Beach right now.
Now that's fun.
That's where I'm booked right now.
If this whole thing didn't happen,
Yeah, that's where I'd be.
So
let me see.
Gary Valentine and Rich Menavini, and I was
Look
hosting.
what I wrote on my calendar.
Where were you this
coming
week?
Back from Vegas. I'm supposed to do the Comedy Works in Vegas. Coming back Sunday, and then we're supposed to fly to Scotland to see my kids. Now we can't see them till August. She's all fucking depressed.
sorry.
What are you gonna do?
So
It is what it is.
You got a boy and a girl, right?
Boy and a girl, yes.
And they're in Scotland?
I'm very proud of them.
they're in Scotland?
Cheers, man.
They moved there 2 years ago. Don't ask. I don't know.
Well, I can tell by your heavy Scottish accent that your roots come from there. So
They went there on vacation. They fell in love with it a few years ago, and they decided they're gonna move there. I'm like, what are you gonna do for work? So the plane is gonna land. You have a fucking job. Don't you think of these things? They have no plan, no direction. But they got jobs. They both met somebody. My son, I don't know if you know, he's gay. Now he's wearing a kilt. He's happy. God bless him. What are you going to do? Hey, it is what it is, as long as they're happy, right? But we're going to see them in August, we hope.
Are they working?
Yeah, my daughter's a pastry chef. Yeah. And my son, he's actually working for me. He does my website. He does all my stuff for
Russell. Yeah, he's a great artist, your son. I've seen a lot of his work. He's wonderful.
Yeah, one winter,
I gotta check it out, man.
Snow, he fucking painted a picture of me shoveling the snow.
Yeah, but I want to talk about that night. Kid. I want to talk about that night. So we do this. You do the show, and then we go to the bar across the hall from the theater, and they have this big party, and I'm blanking on his name, and I don't know why. Oh, Peter Mazzi always playing at the party, and Paul Veneer gets up, and starts playing the great Paul Veneer.
Right.
And somehow I end up on the mic, and Veneer and I do a Zeppelin song. And a lot of people didn't know I could sing. So I do this Zeppelin song, and I kill it. I kill this song. I finished the.
Which song was it? I don't remember. Which song was it?
I can't remember either. It's the funny thing. So, somebody calls me over their table and says, "Sit here and don't get up again." And I go, they go, "You made your point. If you get up again, it's not going to be as good." And you know who it was? Saren Rothberg from Comedy Cure, who's my buddy.
Oh, okay.
He goes, "You just stole the night. Don't get up again." So now you get up and you're singing, and I didn't know you could sing. You were great.
You were awesome.
Yeah, and
Of course.
and now I've had a few scotches, and I go, I gotta get up there and sing with Vic. So I go up, and I'm trying to find the harmony, and I'm lost on the harmony, as you can tell. The next day on Facebook, is there any of the Zeppelin shit? No, but that fucking My Way's all over the place with me singing off key.
I love that song.
To this day, I tell Saren, you were right. I should have never got up again. That was it. One trick wonder, man.
That's a great song, man.
We had a lot of fun. Yeah, we had a lot of fun that night. Those were good times, man.
I still talk.
Hopefully, we'll make more memories in the future. You know, I miss everybody. You know.
I think when we go back, we should definitely come up with an idea to do a benefit for the first responders or whatever, and also for you know who, the people in the ShopRites and the Stop and Shops, and God bless those people.
Yeah,
you know, they're out there
working for minimum wage, doing the work we need done,
and they deserve something. They deserve something when this is all said and done.
Make the millions, not these athletes and these fucking movie stars and these politicians.
Yes.
Remember the Bronx Tale? The working man is the tough guy.
Yes. Yeah. And I think we need to do shows for them. I think we need to do benefits for them or whatever we can do to raise money for
Ken Mosca just brought up nurses, too. Got to mention the nurses.
Right.
Oh, of course.
Doing Lord's work.
But we've been talking, Ken, if you watch the show more than when Vic's on, you know that we've been talking about nurses and first responders every fucking night, you fucking asshole. But tonight I mentioned Stop and Shop people, and you put up nurses. Go fuck yourself, Ken Mosca.
Hey, Mosca, just remember I love you.
Where are you guys seeing this?
There's a whole next underneath the feed. There's a whole thing.
Yeah, put it right there.
Do you take phone calls or anything?
We could. I mean, we could have people, not phone calls, but we'd have them right in.
Nah, fuck them. I mean, how many people are watching right now?
We have about, I don't know.
Right now, live 40 people.
Million.
But it rotates.
People?
No, I don't know. I don't know how this shit works. There are people.
I thought it was 4,300, but that's the time, 43 minutes.
It just keeps going up. People just keep adding in every second. This is fantastic.
I know you do a lot of charity work.
Yes.
And you have a couple of charities that you are very near and dear to your heart.
ASPCA.
He calls them opening acts.
And the Police and Firemen's Widows and Children's Foundation. Because I have a coffee line, and it's associated with my coffee. Who wants coffee?
Oh, we got the video.
Do you think there is a way we could find out about Vic's coffee, how that happened?
Yeah, how did that happen? Let's see.
Hey, does anybody want coffee? Who wants coffee? I just made a fresh pot of coffee. Does anybody want coffee? Who wants coffee? Does anybody want coffee? Who wants coffee?
What the fuck is going on, man?
Do you want coffee?
Listen, you're fucking...
I just made coffee. Does anybody want coffee? Who wants... Buddy, do you want coffee?
I need that, man. I need that to
Do you want coffee? I just made coffee. Who wants coffee? Does anybody want coffee?
Call a cop.
Who wants coffee? Does anybody want coffee? Who wants coffee? Does anybody want coffee? Who wants coffee? Does anybody want coffee?
Do you want coffee? Who wants coffee? Does anybody want? I just made a fresh pot of coffee. Does anybody want coffee?
Oh my God, Vic! I have to ask an honest question because this is. I when I first started to get to do TV work, I worked with a lot of hidden camera shows. Are you afraid of getting hit? Are you afraid of something happening?
Oh,
That guy,
I can handle myself.
no, but you knew that guy, right?
Hey, when I drove a garbage truck, when I drove a garbage truck, I used to chase fucking bums down into the subway because they used to mess up my garbage, and I would get fines.
Show your
I'm
coffee.
fine. I'm a big boy.
Joey, there it is. There's Vic's coffee.
Wow.
Coffee? You want
We don't,
Holy
dude,
shit.
we don't fuck around here, dude.
You guys really did your homework.
We know what we're doing here. We're not some fly-by-night show. This isn't some like Jimmy Fallon bullshit. We're ready. We're prepared.
Wow. Salute.
Now, Vic, the guy who was chasing you, does he really work at the store?
Yes. It was
We lost.
staged.
I lost everybody.
We can still hear you, Richie.
I
can
just
hear me?
hear funny
You
noises.
there?
Like,
Yeah, there's like a clicking
Yeah.
sound.
yeah, what is that?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but so Vic, I'm going to ask
don't
this because I worked on the Food Network on some hidden camera shows, and we actually had situations where we would make actors go in and do stuff, and they would start like a food fight, or they would, try to piss off the manager to see how what their boiling point was, and we had to like run out and stop people from killing these actors and be like, it's a TV show. There's cameras. It's a TV show. You've never run into any of that? Because you're getting people's grills.
No, he's a
Mate.
friend of mine. That's Matt LaMarca. He's a great guy.
You know how I know he's a friend of yours? Because did he ask you if he could curse?
No, that was all ad lib. That was all. I said, Matt, I'm gonna do something. Just go with it, and he did good.
I thought for sure that was like complete. You went to just a random coffee place and Wawa
I
and
wouldn't
started.
do that without their permission. It's not worth it.
You're a good
He
guy
was
for
just
doing.
really funny. He was funny though. He kept going, "Give me the fucking cook. Give me the fucking."
Call the cops.
I have a friend. He's got a real gruff voice. His name's John Jocelyn. He's a biker. He's got a real. And I said, dude, I want you to introduce me at my show. And he goes, all right. I go, I want you off stage. And he goes, I know what I'll do. I'll be late. You guys fucking ready for fucking ready? And I go, no, you can't curse. He goes, then I can't do it.
Ken Mosca just said that clicking noise was Richie's heart valve clicking.
I thought it was the Russians.
To you, Ken Mosca. Miss you,
Ken, I haven't seen Ken. I haven't seen any of that gang in a while.
Yeah. So, Vic, you're hoping the future is bright.
Yes, never
unlike
give
your
up.
background.
One of my mottos is never give up, never surrender. I mean, it could be worse. Look, after this, people are going to be starving for entertainment.
That's true. Very true.
They're going to have cabin fever. This can't last like this forever. It's got to.
Yeah. People are so desperate for entertainment, they're watching this.
Yeah. Well, you got what? 43 people? What do you got?
Less now. We let Richie talk. The numbers
Listen.
dropped.
You have been a wonderful, wonderful guest.
We can't thank you
man.
enough for
Thanks
coming
for
on.
having me, really.
I was so excited when we got you. You've been a great friend to me since day one, man. Seriously.
Thanks, Rick.
I've known you 30 years. I've never walked in a place and didn't feel, when Vic Dibitetto was there, that I didn't feel like, oh, good, man. You've always been warm to me. Even when I was first starting out, I was opening for you places, and I always was like, oh, good, I'm working with Vic. And you deserve all the accolades you're getting and more. And
Thanks,
we didn't even talk about working with Kevin James, so maybe you can come back sometime. We can talk.
We have to have you come back
sure.
on, man.
Yeah,
You're a great guy. I still to this day, every time I talk to my father-in-law, we talk about that time at the Brigada, how nice you were, how great you were, and then you went on stage and you did the bit about driving to Florida, and he lost his shit because they did the exact same thing,
Yeah.
but from Philadelphia. So they had the 2-hour head start on you. And we still talk about every single time we get together. He asks about you. He asks about Mulrooney, and it makes me feel good to know that that's what we do. You know, that we're associated with good people.
You two of the good ones. Keep up the good work. Thank you for having me, man.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you, man. That
Vic
is.
Dibitetto.
Let's bring Joel out. Do a quick wrap up.
Okay.
I know he loves coming out and saying hi to everybody.
Vic, great show, man. Everybody loves you. This is
Hey,
a great
Joe,
show.
thank you.
Great episode, guys.
Thank you
you
for
so
having
much.
me.
You're the
Congrats
best.
on all your- whatever, everything you're doing. Good work.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Vic.
brother.
Stay on. Stay on.
Stay on after the credits. That was Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling.
Last call.
Thanks for listening to Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling.